Deep in the heart of the land lay a forest unlike any other. The Silver Forest, it was called. The trees shimmered silver in the sunlight. Their leaves whispered secrets on the wind. Magic lived here, ancient and powerful. It was a place of wonder and mystery. Many stories were told of the Silver Forest, tales of talking animals and mischievous fairies, legends of hidden treasures and ancient spells. But one story stood out above all others: the story of the Golden Flower. At the edge of the Silver Forest lived a young shepherd named Eren. He tended his sheep with a kind heart and a cheerful song. Eren dreamt of adventure. He listened with wide eyes to the stories told by travelers passing through his village. Eren was brave and kind. He was always ready to lend a helping hand. He loved his village and wanted the best for its people. Little did he know a grand adventure awaited him, an adventure that would call upon all his courage and kindness. A shadow fell upon Eren's village. The crops withered, the wells ran dry, the villagers grew worried. Their hope dwindled with each passing day. An old legend spoke of a remedy. A single golden flower bloomed deep within the Silver Forest. It was said to possess the power to restore prosperity. Eren, hearing the villagers' plight, felt a surge of determination. He knew what he had to do. He would find the golden flower. He would save his village. With a heart full of hope and a spirit full of courage, Eren decided to venture into the Silver Forest. The villagers gathered to bid Eren farewell. They presented him with a sturdy staff and their heartfelt wishes. With a deep breath and a determined glint in his eyes, Eren stepped into the forest. The trees closed behind him, their silver leaves rustling like 1,000 whispers. The air grew cooler. Sunbeams danced on the forest floor, painting shifting patterns of light and shadow. Strange and wonderful creatures watched him from the trees. Eren felt a thrill of excitement mixed with trepidation. He was walking into the unknown, but he was determined to succeed. Section 5. The Valley of Mist. Eren's journey led him deep into the forest. The trees grew denser, their branches intertwining like the fingers of ancient guardians. Each step he took was accompanied by the rustling of leaves and the distant calls of unseen creatures. The forest seemed alive, watching his every move. He arrived at a valley shrouded in thick mist. The fog was so dense that it obscured everything beyond a few feet. It was as if the world ended at the edge of the mist, leaving only uncertainty and mystery ahead. The valley seemed to breathe, the mist rising and falling like the chest of a sleeping giant. The air grew heavy, filled with whispers and strange sounds. It was as if the mist itself was trying to communicate, to tell the tales of those who had ventured here before. Eren could hear faint murmurs, indistinct and haunting, making the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. Fear threatened to engulf him. His heart raced, and his breath came in short, sharp gasps. The stories he had heard as a child about the forest's dangers echoed in his mind, each one more terrifying than the last. He felt as if the shadows were closing in, ready to swallow him whole. The stories he had heard as a child about the forest's dangers echoed in his mind. Tales of lost souls, of creatures that lurked in the shadows, waiting to pounce on the unwary. He remembered the warnings of the elders, their voices filled with a mix of fear and reverence for the valley. Taking a deep breath, Eren reminded himself of his purpose. He was not here by chance. He had a mission, a quest that was bigger than his fears. He thought of the people who depended on him, the faces of his loved ones flashing before his eyes, their hopes and dreams rested on his shoulders. He thought of his village, of the hope that fueled his quest. The village had been suffering, plagued by a mysterious ailment that no one could cure. Eren had promised to find a solution, to bring back the knowledge or the remedy that would save them. This valley, with all its dangers, was a part of that journey. He would not be deterred. Determination surged through him, pushing back the fear. He clenched his fists, feeling the resolve harden within him. He was not just fighting for himself, he was fighting for everyone he cared about. Failure was not an option. He pressed on, his staff held firmly in his hand. The staff was more than just a walking aid. It was a symbol of his resolve, a reminder of his purpose. Each step he took was deliberate, each movement filled with intent. The mist swirled around him, but he moved forward, undeterred. The mist swirled around him. It was almost hypnotic, the way it moved, creating patterns and shapes that seemed to dance in the air. Eren felt a strange connection to the mist, as if it was guiding him, leading him deeper into the valley's secrets. He walked with cautious steps, his heart pounding in his chest. Every sound, every movement in the mist made him hyper-aware of his surroundings. He knew he had to be careful to stay alert. The valley was testing him, challenging his resolve, but he was ready to face whatever lay ahead. Through the swirling mist, a clearing appeared. The air was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, creating an atmosphere both mysterious and serene. The trees stood tall and silent, their branches heavy with morning dew, as if they were guardians of an ancient secret. In the center stood an ancient well, its stone worn smooth with time. Moss clung to its sides, and the well seemed to hum with a quiet, timeless energy. It was as if the well had witnessed countless generations come and go, each leaving behind whispers of their stories. Beside it perched a bird with feathers the color of burnished gold. The bird's presence added an ethereal quality to the scene, its feathers shimmering in the soft light that filtered through the canopy above. The Bird of Wisdom, the villagers called it. They believed it held the knowledge of the ancients and could guide those who sought its counsel. The bird regarded Eren with wise, knowing eyes. Its gaze seemed to pierce through the veil of time, seeing not just the present moment but the past and future as well. "Seek you the golden flower, young one?" the bird asked, its voice a melodious trill. The sound was like a gentle breeze rustling through the leaves, soothing yet filled with an ancient power. Eren nodded, his heart pounding with anticipation. He had heard tales of the golden flower, a mystical bloom said to grant immense wisdom and strength to those who found it. "True strength," sang the bird, "lies not in might, but in the courage to face your fears and the kindness to help others." Its words resonated deeply within Eren, echoing the teachings of his elders and the lessons he had learned throughout his life. Eren pondered the bird's words, etching them deep within his heart. He realized that the journey ahead was not just a quest for the golden flower, but a path to understanding his own inner strength and compassion. He thanked the Bird of Wisdom and stepped back onto his path. The bird's guidance had given him a new perspective, and he felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to face whatever lay ahead. With the bird's wisdom in his heart, Eren felt a quiet confidence. The forest no longer seemed daunting, but rather a place of endless possibilities and hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. The path led Eren to a clearing bathed in moonlight. The air was crisp, and the forest seemed to hold its breath as if anticipating the encounter. Eren's heart pounded in his chest, each beat echoing the silent rhythm of the night. In the center stood a magnificent stag, its antlers like branches of silver, shimmering under the moon's gentle glow. The stag's presence was both awe-inspiring and intimidating, a true embodiment of nature's majesty. This was the Silver Guardian, protector of the forest. Legends spoke of its wisdom and strength, a sentinel that watched over the woods for centuries, ensuring balance and harmony. The stag lowered its antlers, blocking Eren's path. It was a gesture of challenge, a test of Eren's resolve and purpose. The air grew tense, and Eren knew this was a pivotal moment. Its eyes, like pools of liquid silver, stared deep into Eren's soul. Those eyes seemed to see everything, his fears, his hopes, and the truth of his intentions. Eren felt exposed, yet determined. "Why do you seek the golden flower?" The stag's voice resonated, deep and ancient, as if the forest itself was speaking through him. The Silver Guardian boomed, his voice echoing through the clearing. The question hung in the air, demanding an answer that was both honest and heartfelt. Eren stood tall, his voice firm despite his fear. "My village is in need," he began, his words steady and clear. "The golden flower is our only hope. Our crops have failed, and our people are suffering. Without the flower's healing properties, we won't survive the coming winter." "The golden flower is our only hope," Eren repeated, his voice filled with a mix of desperation and determination. He knew the stakes were high, and he had to convey the gravity of the situation. "I seek it not for myself, but for the good of all," Eren continued, his eyes never leaving the Silver Guardians. "I am willing to face any challenge, endure any hardship, to save my people." The Silver Guardian studied Eren for a long moment, then stepped aside. The tension in the air eased, and Eren felt a wave of relief wash over him. A pure heart and selfless intentions, the Guardian acknowledged, his voice softer now, almost approving. You have proven yourself worthy. Eren felt a surge of pride and gratitude. He had passed the test, not just for himself, but for his entire village. The path to the Golden Flower was now open, and with it a glimmer of hope for his people. Eren approached the Golden Flower. It shimmered under the moonlight, its petals radiating warmth and light. As he reached out to touch it, a wave of peace washed over him. He carefully plucked the flower and tucked it safely inside his tunic. The forest around him seemed to hum with approval. His heart filled with gratitude, Eren made his way out of the forest. The Silver Guardian's words echoed in his mind. True strength lay in courage and kindness. He had faced his fears and proven his selfless heart. He had found the Golden Flower. News of Eren's return spread through the village like wildfire. As he emerged from the forest, weary but triumphant, he was met with cheers and tears of joy. The Golden Flower, pulsing with a gentle light, brought life back to the village. Crops flourished, wells overflowed, and laughter filled the air once more. Eren's tale became a legend, a reminder that courage and kindness are the greatest of strengths. He lived out his days in the village, a symbol of hope and prosperity, forever known as Eren the Brave, the boy who saved his people with a single magical golden flower.